Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little, expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and in your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back and tell you sorry, try again, Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to all my hoodies. Come on in, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit the subscribe button, of course, if you're not already subscribed to the hood team. Oh, Lord. Y'all know what? It's been some type of confusion going on. But first of all, let me say, let me wipe off my glass. First of all, let me say, it's been some confusion with this series because I was a little bit thrown off on the episodes. My glasses is dirty with my little glasses case. Because I think I mislabeled or misnumbered my the episodes. This episode, I believe, is supposed to be episode 8. But when I went to the guide on my dish, because I have dish, it didn't have the episodes labeled or numbered right. So then I went to BET and looked at all the episodes. Then I went to Wiki and looked at all the episodes, and my numbering got off somewhere. I don't understand. I think maybe I missed a couple of shows and didn't do some reviews. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I do believe we on episode 8, and it was titled "Little White Lies" of Tyler Perry's show Sistas that comes on BET. And of course, as any other time when we do reviews, make sure you let me know your opinions or your thoughts on anything we discuss or any of the storylines, any of the characters in the chat. And if you watch the episode, watch my show after it goes off, make sure you leave your comments in the comment section down below. But anyway, again, we are about to, like and share. We are about to review episode 8, season 3, Little White Lies. Now, last episode, we saw basically how Karen was at her shop after she had basically put her receptionist or secretary assistant out. She received a letter. Well, she was subpoenaed. She received a letter, and she said it basically has something to do with Andy, but we didn't know exactly what was going on, what was inside the letter. And then on top of that, when Andy has sent her girl or her receptionist, Fatima, to her crib to pick up some clothing so that Andy could change at work and, hurry up to the club where meet up with the ladies. Fatima overheard some noises, what sounded like some sex was going on up in Andy's crib. And I was thinking to myself, I know damn sure Gary ain't up in there freaking somebody else in Andy's own apartment. So I was really anxious to find out what was going on with that. And then we also saw how Danny was kind of being a little shady towards her cowboy, towards Preston. I think she's feeling a little, closed in, or feeling like she needs all this space from her man, because I don't think she's like really used to living with somebody or somebody showing her that much love and affection and attention. So I was wondering, where that was going to go, but they really didn't discuss that this episode. So only a few things I'm going to discuss in this episode. So and I'm gonna try to go through this rather quickly because somebody's supposed to be stopping by my house to pick up something from me. So that's why I'm a little early as well, because I wasn't supposed to go live until 9 p.m. But anywho, matter of fact, they just text me. Um, let's see. Okay, I'm not done with my show yet, but I should be done by the time you get here. Okay. Okay, now where were we? Okay, so basically I'm just going to review a few things that I wanted to comment on this episode. First thing first, we are going to talk about Fatima and Andy, okay, and Gary. So last week, Fatima was trying to convince Andy to bring her butt home, hightail her butt home. She didn't tell her what was going on, but this episode, we saw how Fatima, she finally was able to convince Andy to run home without telling her why she should come home, only mentioning that she thinks it would be best for her to get dressed at home instead of at the office. And can you believe that shit that Gary was talking? Now, we all know exactly what it sounded like was going on in that bathroom. Fatima knew exactly what it sounded like was going on in that bathroom. But for some strange reason, Andy's ass fell for the okie doke. Now, I was with Andy where she was telling Fatima basically, ain't nobody else in the bathroom. I don't see nobody in there unless he flushed them down the toilet. But therapy, okay, according to Gary, he was on the phone with his therapist, Angela. Angela, the therapist. I was like, exactly what type of therapist is she? What license does she hold? I mean, is she like a sex therapist? Is she like a phone sex therapist? I was confused because what we heard sounded like a woman enjoying sex, and be it foreplay, mid-play, or in-play, it sounded like she was enjoying sex. It sounded like somebody was doing some type of erotic activities in that bathroom. But per Gary, he was on the phone with his therapist who was helping him to work through some exercises. Being that he couldn't perform, you know, it would be last night in the show, even though it was last week on the episode. But the night before, Gary was having some issues performing in the bedroom with Andy. But I could have sworn he couldn't, or a reason why he said he couldn't perform or get it up, rise to the occasion, however you want to put it. But I could have sworn he said it was because he kept imagining Andy sleeping with Paris. You know, she had that little fling with that man. Other mother who grandmother she had represented or helped out or something, assisted, you know, the lady who works in the building. Anywho, Paris. He kept like imagining or seeing her with Paris, and then he asked her last episode, did you sleep with him in this bed? And she said no. She said she didn't sleep with him in the bed. But then I'm like, Fatima and Andy, are y'all really falling for that shit? Like, really? Andy, okay, I can see Andy because Andy be falling for all type of shit when it comes to Gary. But Fatima, come on now. Anywho. Let's see. Sabrina and Danny. Okay, so all the girls who are meeting up for drinks, you know, I don't know if it's a bar, club, restaurant, whatever it was. Sabrina. Okay, when Danny showed up, Sabrina was already there. And I was like, Sabrina, if you don't quit lying to Danny about that damn dress. Like, did y'all hear Sabrina when she told Danny she looks fantastic in that hideous dress? I cannot stand that dress. I think that dress is hideous. Now, mind you, I'm not even going to say for a thick girl that Danny looks good. Danny looks good, period. I mean, her shape, her comfort level in her shape. She's crazy. She's funny. I mean, I really love her character. And she can probably look good in anything, but that dress, I cannot stand that dress. Again, like I said last week, the designer had to be having a rough time deciding which direction they wanted to go with that dress. Tyler Perry, I don't know where you got that piece of material from. Ooh, child. Anyway, put it in the back of the dressing room. But All the sisters was there. They all showed up. Andy, she was late, but they all was there, and we finally got to find out what was inside of that envelope. The mysterious envelope regarding Andy that was delivered to Karen's salon. Now, apparently, what was in this envelope? It was a subpoena, basically. Gary's wife has filed a lawsuit against Andy for alienation of affection. And she named all of her besties as accomplices. So now Sabrina, Karen, Danny, all her besties, all her good dudes, they got to show up and testify. She's labeling them as accomplices. Like, she trying to say that Andy pushed him in there. They don't even like that man. And if they could, they would eradicate him from the face of the earth. That's how much they cannot stand Gary, even though some of them, they stayed at the so-called wedding ceremony that did not happen. Karen, we saw how she bounced out. But they don't like that man. They don't like that man. I'm sure if they were dragged into court, they would definitely let it be known. That's Andy's business. That's her business. We ain't got nothing to do with that. But anyway, for those of you who don't know what alienation of affection is, per Google, on Wiki, alienation of affection is a common law tort abolished in many jurisdictions, many states, where it still exists, though. It's an action brought by a spouse against a third party, like the mistress, the side Negro, the side, chick, is brought against them, alleging them to be responsible for damaging a marriage, most ending in divorces. The defendant is an alienation of affection suit. Is typically an adulterous spouse's lover. Although family members, counselors, therapists, clergy members, pastors who have advised their spouse to seek divorce have also been dragged into the courtroom before to be sued for alienation of affection. So that's why she's having all her girlfriends come in as accomplishments. So that a little bit. So if y'all want to read more about that, yeah, it was a law like all over the place years and years ago. But a lot of jurisdictions, they done scrap that from their books. But anywho, I like this. I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out. Now, speaking of courtrooms and things, okay, this how do y'all feel about that other attorney, Robin? I don't like him. Now, Sabrina, she says she loves his voice. It be turning her on. I just think she like him because he's so bright skinned, just like her ex-boyfriend. But anyway, Andy's friends, they showed up to the spot. Andy showed up, and then she had made arrangements for the attorney Robin to show up as well, so that they could per se discuss the case or whatnot. So right after Andy's friends learned that they were about to be dragged into court over Andy's bullshit, she dropped another bomb on them. She never did tell them about Gary being shot by his ex-wife, Jasmine, or how Andy literally had to fight for her life to get the gun away from Jasmine. How you not tell your girlfriends that you almost died over some cheating ass, arrogant, controlling man? My friends would have found out, because that bitch, she would have had her. Would have had a good ass. Me and my homegirls would have caught her in the alley. But anyway, after she did finally finish explaining to them about the subpoena and about what's going on with Gary and why Jasmine is locked up, she stepped away to discuss her current case over drinks with that other attorney, Robin, who again I said I don't like. Now, Robin, after resisting the offer that Andy had offered him last week, he's now declares that he is going to make an offer in the morning. But before that morning arrives, he wants Andy to spend the evening back at his hotel, at the Telly, the Hotel Motel Holiday Inn. Now, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but why do all the fellas, I, I don't know, do they see like naive, easy, vulnerable, written all over Andy's face or something? I don't know. And then besides that, instead of hooking up with old dude, hooking up with Robin at the hotel, she needs to be more concerned about her man Gary. Back at home, back at her crib. She needs to be concerned about what type of therapy, exactly what kind of therapy is he really getting from his therapist. Mm-hmm. Robin tried it though. He tried it. He was definitely shooting his shot, y'all. But Andy, she had to remind him that what they are doing right now is strictly, totally work related, nothing personal, only professional. She could barely get that out though before Gary just suddenly appeared out of the middle of nowhere. And I was like, where the hell he come from? What he doing there? Like, was he spying on her? Did he follow her to the club? Like, I think he had a suspicion that something was up when she came into the bathroom because they heard a female voice. And you know what else is funny about that? That whole scene. The way they heels was click clacking all through the house, through Andy's bedroom. I mean, you can hear clack, clack, click, click, clack, 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 clack. And then Gary couldn't even hear them walking, stomping all through the kitchen and the living room. He should have known that they was in the house in the first place because their heels were loud as hell. But anyway, he didn't hear him. But Andy told Robin, there's nothing personal going on with them, only professional. And then out of nowhere, Gary suddenly appeared out of nowhere. He was like, I thought you was going out with your homegirls. He must He must only, when he goes anywhere, he must only has a one side vision because, you know, all her girlfriends is right over to the side, sitting all together. But he only saw Andy over there sitting with old boy. So, y'all let me know what y'all think is going to happen. Do y'all think Gary's going to try to tear that club up, try to mop that dude with the flow, or mop that flow with the dude? I don't know. We all know how he can get it. He got anger issues. And if he does act a fool up in there, I'm going to know for damn sure what type of therapy he's been getting from his therapist. If that's even really his therapist. Angela, the therapist. Anyway. Fatima and Hayden. Fatima, Hayden, and Zach. Okay. So after Fatima got home from Andy's crib, Hayden showed up. You know, he was all excited when he got that phone call last week. Fatima talking about, I want you to come over. I just ain't seen you in a while. And we just gonna, play video games, play Nintendo, oh God. He was so excited and giddy about being over in her house again. So he showed up, still excited to be back inside her place. Because you know what happened the last time when he was in her place. Not when she had got into it with him, but before that, they was like, knocking boots. I think it was more like I don't know if it was a one night stand though. I don't know if it was a fling. I can't remember how many times they actually did it, but I want to say maybe a few times. But that's neither here nor there. He wasn't getting none. He thought he was. He just knew he was about to get another taste of Fatima, but he wasn't getting none. But then Zach walked in. So evidently, Fatima, she done set up both of the guys, had them meet at her crib at the same time. And keep in mind, Zach had already warned her not to interfere. But Fatima, she wanted to know what it is that Hayden has against Zach. Now, of course, Hayden, he refused to confess that he was jealous or it was anything like that. He also didn't accept being responsible for having Zach put on the bottom of the list of the program. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter because Fatima obviously had some dirt on Hayden. But I was confused. Like, what the hell is she talking about? Did I miss something? See, I obviously must have missed an episode or two because I was so lost. Y'all gonna have to fill me in, take me back to what I missed, which episode, what was the minute mark. Like we be telling people to rewatch a YouTube video. People like, what was the minute mark? Because I ain't trying to rewatch somebody's whole video. But I was like, what the hell is Fatima talking about? She said she has video evidence of what Hayden did to some cameras. She also informed him that she knows where all the bodies are buried on his team at work. I'm like, huh? Now, this is like a construction company. They like teach people how to build houses, how to put up drywall, how to lay foundation, you know. And I'm like, are they like hiding bodies under these cribs that they putting up or remodeling? Y'all need to let me know something. I was so confused. I kept rewinding it. Like, did she say something about bodies? But anyway, y'all, I was confused. But Fatima was just how crazy. Neither one of the men wants to find out just how crazy she can get. Then she told them to get to stepping. At least Hayden. Well, she actually wanted both of them to leave, but Hayden was like, all right, Fatima. All right, I got you, sis. She got some dirt on him. I don't know how he's going to handle that. I don't know if he's going to make sure Zach get back to the top of the list. I don't know if he's going to try to do something to Fatima to silence her. I don't know. Y'all let me know. But she did let both of them have it. Hayden, again, he left. Zach decided to stay behind. She wanted them both to leave her apartment because she was planning to go out, to step out for the evening. I don't know who she was meeting up with. But at least Hayden, he got the hell up out of there. Now, Zach, on the other hand, I don't think Fatima quite understands what's going on here. Like, he didn't already told her how he feels about her. Even though he still loves Karen, he done told her that he cares about her too, and he wants to see where this relationship is going to go. So Zach wasn't trying to go nowhere. Zach wasn't going nowhere. Like, where the hell is he going to go? He doesn't have his own spot. He just lost $19,000 on a bad investment, leaving him with a measly $787 to his name. That ain't even enough money to put a down payment, first, second month, third month, last month deposit. That ain't enough money to move. That's not enough money to move. So where he gonna go? He can't go back to Karen's crib. He can't go back to Danny's place. So when Fatima was trying to put him out, he put that thing on her once again. Had her undressing her clothes when she was literally about to step out for the night. You ain't going nowhere, girl. You ain't going nowhere, girl, because by the time Zach gets through with her, it's going to be moaning. That man is so, ooh. Anyway, that's all I got on this episode. Please make sure you like and share the video. And if you come in afterwards, make sure you comment in the comment section your thoughts on the different things I might have discussed or the storyline or the characters of the TV show. Like, share, subscribe. And if you would like to join the hoodies officially, feel free to hit that join button right next to the subscribe button. And on that note, everybody, please stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and don't forget to always keep it hood. Bye.